Hey guys, Keith Angle from TGI Sports Talk with your Week 6 Patriots recap. We're gonna wing it here. We're at Half Moon Cay in the Caribbean. We'll be on the in this Caribbean Sea for another 5 days. Done a great week so far. Actually, watching the Patriots on deck Sunday was awesome. And we're going to wing it a little bit here today because I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but we can recap what I do know. Feel free to comment here, and you'll be seeing this on Let's Talk Sports and on the TGI Sports Talk page, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. So, guys, 38-15. I mean, what more can you say? I've left pretty much the same banner up here for the last couple of weeks because the defense has been tremendous. A couple of interceptions this week again, pressuring Jacoby Brissett into mistake after mistake. The defense has been tremendous, and the offense continues to improve, as I've said, kind of week in and week out here as well. Matt Patricia is getting more comfortable in the play calling. Bailey Zappi, we'll talk a little bit about some of this situation going forward, but they put him in a great position to succeed. He's done a pretty good job. I said last week he needed to take a little bit better care of the football. He did this week. He did have a turnover and a fumble. You know, the call was kind of in between. I guess it could have gone either way. They called it a fumble, so it stayed a fumble. To me, it looked like his hand was going forward, but whatever. To me, that's not a mistake for Bailey Zappi. You're going to have those plays happen. The offense, again, he played really well. Threw for 300 plus yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, a couple of sacks. I think if I'm off on my numbers, I apologize. I don't have a second screen to refer to today. We're just kind of winging it, as I said. So he played well. Really good performance again out of Rashandre Stevenson, 76 yards and a touchdown. He was pretty much the running game on Sunday. Trying to remember the receivers. Myers very quiet. Parker had a couple of catches. Thornton, the rookie Thornton, 4 catches, I think. I want to say 3 or 4 catches for 46 yards. He did have a touchdown. He's going to add an interesting element to this offense that I think bears watching. What else on the offense really stood out? Again, it was pretty much more the same. The offensive line played really well, I thought. There was a couple of actually, I shouldn't say. I mean, both offensive and defensive. One of the negatives in this game was a lot of penalties. Not sure what the final number ended up being, but it had to be 8 or 9, maybe even a couple of more if I missed them near the end of the game. But those are things that can be cleaned up. Those can be corrected. Hopefully, from what I saw, at least I didn't see Isaiah Wynn get one, which is a plus. What else offensively? Again, Thornton stepping up, I think, is going to be a really big thing for this offense. I loved Stevenson. I thought he'd be the feature back, more or less the feature back by midseason. I wasn't counting on a injury to Harris to hasten that, but he's played really well the last couple of weeks. And I still look for him to get more involved in that passing game. Hunter Henry, speaking of the passing game, 2 weeks in a row, he has come out of the woodwork to really be an effective player. And somebody that Bailey Zappi has kind of looked to in some big moments. He had a decent game on Sunday. Michael Bourne. Michael Bourne's a baseball player, hasn't played in frickin' decades. Kendrick Bourne, again, not enough. I say this week in and week out as well. Kendrick Bourne's got to get more involved in this offense. I do think that there'll be a chance for that to happen. We just need to kind of, I don't know. I think we need to just find a way to get him touches and get him involved in this offense. And I think they will as we go along. Defensively, gosh, more of the same. Listen, Judon is just a great player all over the field. Dietrich Wise having a career year, pressuring the quarterback, just seems to be around all of the scrums all of the time. Kyle Duggar, who's one of my favorites, interception in this game after running a fumble recovery the week before an interception in this game. Another guy who seems to be involved when there's big plays all the time. I could go up and down this. Ed Mills played well. I can go up and down this defense, and they're getting better and better every week, and so is the offense. I will remind everybody again, you probably get tired of hearing me say it, I said September would be a struggle. And I would picture them getting better every week, and it's happened, guys. We've gotten to week 6, and we've gotten to 3-3. I would like to have gotten out of September 2-2, and we're in the middle of a streak of winnable games. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I know that we're coming up with, and it's important to win these games because we've got after these games the schedule gets much tougher, right? I know we've got the. And again, I don't know the order of these games coming up, so I apologize. I know we've got the Jets twice in the next month to 5 weeks. We've got the Bears coming into town. I can't remember the rest of these games, but there's still 4 or 5 games in front of us. Very winnable. Very winnable. Now, you win all 4 of those games, you're going to be 7-3, sitting pretty. Because the lineup or the schedule gets tougher afterwards. We've got games with Buffalo coming up. We've got more games with Miami. We've got at the Vikings. It's not going to be an easy second half of the season. So I think it's really important after this stretch of games, they come out of there with 7-8 wins. 6-4 wouldn't be the end of the world after 10 games. 7-3, ideal. And the games in front of them are winnable. I'm surprised they weren't favored in this game last week. I would foresee them being favored much of the rest of the way. So I'm very excited about the way this team is coming together. The offense, as I said, has gotten better and better. Not just the players getting accustomed to running this new scheme, but the coaches knowing how to get guys in positions to be successful. They've done a great job getting Bailey Zappi up and running in an emergency situation. And while we're talking about it, guys, I don't want to touch on this too much. There is no quarterback controversy in my mind in New England today. Bailey Zappi's played really good 11 quarters of football, but it's 11 quarters of football against 2 teams that were probably very, very good places for him to get his feet on the ground. If Mac Jones is able to play, I think if Mac Jones was able to play last week and they did wait to the last second to inactivate him, if the coming week he's ready to play, I think you may see him play. I do not think in any way, shape, or form there's a quarterback controversy today in New England. Now, if Mac Jones is out another month, and Bailey Zappi plays really well as he played Sunday, and they win 4 more games, there might be a decision to be made at some point. But let's wait till we get there. Let's wait to see whether Bailey Zappi and the league catches up with Bailey Zappi. Love the kid, but let's not get crazy. I still think Mac Jones is the quarterback of this team. Now, again, there's nothing set in stone. It's quite possible. I'm not going to say probable, but it's possible that he's just a better fit for the scheme that's trying to run. I don't know. Mac Jones has struggled with his decision making in this new offensive scheme, and the injury came at a tough time as he was starting to get his feet under him. Didn't play a great game against Baltimore, because his decision-making has been a little bit off. And again, I attribute that to lack of confidence in knowing the scheme as well as he'd like to. And I do think this has hurt him, missing these 3 weeks, obviously. Or 2 weeks and maybe 3 coming up. So we'll see what happens on that front. So look at, all in all, a really good game. I guess on a downside too, Nick Folk's consecutive field goal streak gets broken. inside 50. I believe it was around 63 in a row. Fine, let's get it broken when it's not a big a moment, because I've been scared to death that we're going to keep hearing every time he gets a kick inside 50 that he's got this long streak going on, and it's going to really jinx him in a big moment. Well, it's done. It's over. It didn't happen in a big moment, and now we can move on and let him start a new streak. But Nick Folk has been very reliable. Bailey was very reliable and kicked very well this week. And because he's been struggling, he has not been the last year and first, quarter of this season, has not been quite the kicker that he was 2 years ago. He's starting to look to regain that form, and he's a big plus in this on the special team unit of the Patriots. Field position is so important in these situations. So that's good news. The play of the defensive backs has been really good. Mills has played well. Jones has played well. The other Jones has done really well returning kicks. Really excited about the Patriots special teams, both returning and covering kicks. So lots to like about what we've seen and how this team has grown over the past month. Has been leaps and bounds. I know the competition hasn't been the best, and coming up after the next month, once we get into November, as I said, the schedule gets much tougher, and they're going to have to continue this improvement to be competitive in those games and win games. But right now, as I said before the season, I see a path to 10, 11 victories and a playoff spot, and hopefully this team will be gelling enough, as we have in the past with Bill Belichick's teams, that nobody's going to play them in December and January, and they'll be a tougher out in the playoffs this year than they were last. So a bit of a shorter version of the recap today, given where we are. As you can see, we're in the beautiful Caribbean Sea. We're at Half Moon Cay Island. We've had a great day here, both on the beach for part of the day, back on the deck for part of the day. We're going to get down and watch the Indians and Yankees game 5 here in a little bit, and then figure out dinner later. But I wanted to get this recap out there for Dan Harris and Let's Talk Sports, and you'll see it also here on my Facebook page as well, and my YouTube page on TGI Sports Talk. So Keith Engel, we'll be back next week with a recap back from our home offices, and we will probably be watching the Patriot game again this week on the road, and we can't wait to do it again. Been a fun couple of weeks in Patriot land, and we hope to see that continue going forward. Please leave your comments. Please like and share this commentary if you would. Come to TGI Sports Talk and like and follow that page and share that page with your friends, and also get to Let's Talk Sports and share that page as well. And you can watch this on Roku on Let's Talk Sports as well. Keith Engel, TGI Sports Talk, with your Week 6 Patriot update. Go Pats. Been a lot of fun. Let's continue it into Week 7, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.